beloved child, I have seen what no one else saw, and I never looked away. You walked through valleys that were drenched in shadows, moments when no one clapped, no one noticed, and no one understood. But I did. I was there, in the midnight hour, when the world was silent and your heart was weary. I leaned in close. I heard the prayers you couldn't even speak out loud, the ones you whispered with trembling lips and tear-stained cheeks. You thought your words disappeared into the dark, but I caught every single one. None of them fell to the ground. I treasured them. Every act of obedience you offered in secret was a sweet aroma to me. When you forgave quietly, when you gave generously without recognition, when you resisted temptation and no one knew, when you chose love over resentment, peace over anger, and faith over fear, I saw you, and I smiled over you. Not one single thing you did in love or in faith went unnoticed by me. You have not labored in vain, even when your soul cried out, "God, where are you?" I was closer than your breath. I watched you stand firm while others ran away. I saw you serve when you were tired. I saw you keep showing up when quitting felt easier. You didn't do it for praise. You did it for me. That is why I'm lifting you now. Not to glorify your name, but to display my faithfulness through you. Child, I honor those who honor me in secret. The world measures greatness by visibility, but I measure it by integrity. The hidden things, those quiet choices of holiness, of sacrifice, of surrender, those are the foundations I build my kingdom on. While others chased applause, you chased my presence. While others showcased their strength, you surrendered your weakness to me. And now, I will show what I can do with a heart like yours. Get ready, because what was hidden will be revealed. I am not just restoring what you lost. I am revealing what was planted in pain, but watered with prayer. You thought you were being buried, but you were being sown. And now the seed is ready to break through. This is your season of emergence, not because you forced it, but because you were faithful when it was hard. I saw when you gave in lack, trusted in silence, and walked without clarity. I saw the discipline it took to stay when you could have fled, to believe when there was no proof, to pray when your heart was breaking. I saw how you worshiped even when you were waiting. I saw how you loved even when you were lonely. Do you think I would ignore that? Do you think I could forget? My child, nothing is wasted in my kingdom. I've been shaping you, deepening you, strengthening your roots, because what I am about to do in your life cannot be shallow. This next season requires the depth you've gained in the dark. That's why I allowed the pruning. That's why I delayed the spotlight. That's why I kept you hidden, not to punish you, but to prepare you. Now, I will bring you into the light, and this light will not destroy you. It will reveal my glory through you. You won't have to push or strive or manipulate to be seen. I will make it known. I will bring attention not to elevate your ego, but to exalt my grace. When they see you rise, they'll know it was me who lifted you. Not connections, not performance, not striving, just me. You kept going when no one applauded. You stayed faithful when it felt fruitless. You were loyal in obscurity. That's not small to me, that's sacred. I will reward what you did in secret. I will bless what you gave when no one clapped. I will honor what you steward quietly. You don't need to defend your value. I've already declared it. So stand tall, not in pride, but in purpose. This is not the time to shrink back. This is not the time to disqualify yourself. You are not too broken. You are not too late. You are not too far gone. I chose you knowing every flaw. I called you knowing your past. And still I say you are mine. Get ready for people to wonder where you came from. Get ready for blessings to chase you down. Get ready for closed doors to swing open. Not because you are perfect, but because I am faithful. I will cause others to see what I always saw in you. But remember, this is not about spotlight, it's about stewardship. I'm not revealing you to the world so you can bask in the glow. I'm revealing you so you can shine my light even brighter. Keep your heart soft. Keep your eyes fixed on me. Don't get distracted by platforms or praise. Stay rooted in me. Keep walking in love. Let humility be your armor and gratitude be your song. I've seen everything that was hidden, and now it's time. The hidden will be revealed. My child, every sacrifice made in secret, every tear sown in the soil of faith, is about to break forth into a visible harvest. I have not forgotten a single seed you planted. You thought no one saw what you gave up. You believed your obedience went unnoticed. You wondered if your yes to me in hidden places made any real difference. But I tell you this, what you sowed in silence, I am bringing into the light, not to exalt you, but to reveal that I am a God who sees, who remembers, and who rewards faithfulness. There is no seed planted in my name that will ever rot in the ground. Nothing you did for me is lost. You chose me when no one clapped. You chose righteousness over comfort, truth over compromise. You walked away from things that looked good in the moment because you were hungry for what was holy. You honored me behind closed doors, and now I will honor you in ways that cannot be ignored. This is not about recognition. This is about redemption. I am redeeming the time you thought was wasted. I am restoring the years you spent sowing with tears. I am rewriting the story that seemed stuck in silence. The waiting wasn't denial. The delay wasn't punishment. It was preparation for the kind of harvest that cannot be shaken. You didn't take shortcuts. You didn't build your life on applause. That's why your foundation is strong. And that's why you're ready. Ready to carry what I'm placing in your hands. Child, this is not just your reward. It's your responsibility. What I am about to do through you isn't for show. It's for legacy. Others will eat from the fruit of your obedience. You don't just carry a blessing. You carry my blueprint. One built in quiet devotion, one sustained by grace. That's what makes this moment sacred. They will say, "Where did this come from?" And the answer will be, "It came from the Lord." You endured ridicule for your convictions. You were misunderstood when you stood for truth. You were excluded because of your light. But all along I was watching. And now I am exalting, not your name, but the power of my name seen in you. Do not shrink back when the stage changes. I know you've grown comfortable in the hidden places, but I'm calling you out, not to overwhelm you, but to establish you. You will not be exposed. You will be revealed. There's a difference. Exposure shames. Revelation glorifies. I'm not dragging your process into the spotlight. I'm displaying the fruit of your faith. Don't let fear stop what I've already ordained. You don't need to fear what's next. You don't need to fear being seen. I have clothed you in righteousness. I have prepared you in private so that you can withstand what public favor brings. Because it's not the stage that makes you secure, it's my spirit. And I'm going with you into every room, every conversation, every opportunity. You will be amazed at what happens when I open the right doors. Some doors will open without a knock. Some blessings will come without a chase. Because I'm not rewarding your effort. I'm responding to your obedience. You didn't hustle your way into this. You trusted your way into this. And trust always touches my heart. I will vindicate you. You don't need to explain your process. You don't need to justify why you've been quiet or why you took the longer path. I know, and I will make it clear. Your life will speak louder than any defense you could give. Let me be your defender. Let me be your voice. Let me bring clarity where confusion once lingered. Because when I bless, no one can block it. When I raise, no one can tear down. This next season will not require you to perform. It will require you to carry. You're not here to impress. You're here to influence. What I've placed inside you is weighty. It carries hope. It carries healing. It carries the fragrance of heaven. Don't minimize it. Don't doubt it. And don't compare it. It was made for you to carry, and for others to receive through you. I trusted you with obscurity. Now I'm trusting you with visibility. Stay rooted. Stay yielded. Don't let attention shift your intention. Stay aligned with me, and I will guide you through every step. I will teach you how to walk with authority and humility, how to speak with fire and gentleness, how to lead with power and purity. This is not the end of your refinement. It's the beginning of your release. The oil that was crushed out of you in the dark will now flow into places that are dry. Your testimony will unlock doors in others. Your scars will shine with redemption. The places that once broke you will become the places that build others. You are a vessel of my mercy, a messenger of my truth. So walk into this season with your head held high, not in pride, but in promise. I'm with you. I go before you, and I will not fail you. The seeds you sowed in faith are becoming the harvest that feeds many. This is the season I make visible what you trusted me with in secret. The hidden will be revealed. My child, you don't have to force what I've already released. You don't have to strive to earn what I've already prepared. The door is mine, and I have opened it. I've seen how tired you've become, pushing, trying, working, wondering if your effort is enough. You've spent so much energy trying to make things happen, trying to stay faithful while also searching for results. But I never asked you to carry this alone. I never asked you to make it happen by yourself. I simply asked you to trust me, to walk with me, and to believe that I go before you. The door you've been praying for, I've already unlocked it. But here's what I want you to understand. Not all open doors require you to knock them down. Some I open quietly, some I open suddenly, and some I open after I've finished preparing what's on the other side. It's not about timing that you control. It's about trust that you surrender. What's meant for you cannot be taken. What I have purposed for your life cannot be stolen, delayed, or redirected by anyone else's opinion or agenda. You don't have to fight to prove your worth. You don't have to hustle to be chosen. I already chose you. Long before the world knew your name, I called you mine. Let go of the burden to manufacture breakthrough. I never meant for you to carry that weight. You were never created to walk through life, striving to earn what my grace already freely gives. What I'm doing in this next season won't come from your striving. It will flow from your surrender. That's how my kingdom works. You have nothing to prove. You have everything to receive. You've been faithful in obscurity. You've trusted me with your silence. You've clung to my promises even when nothing seemed to change. And now, I'm bringing you into a season of visible favor. But this favor isn't about status or spotlight. It's about stewardship. So don't panic when doors begin to open. Don't question if you're qualified. I qualify whom I call. And I have called you. I am the one opening these opportunities, not man, not systems, not status. Me. I am placing your feet on paths you didn't expect, in rooms you didn't ask for, and among people who are waiting for what I've placed inside you. You don't need to manipulate access when I've already made the way. Let go of anxiety about whether it's your time. It is. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. The reason some doors seemed closed was not rejection. It was my protection. I knew what you couldn't see. I withheld what you thought you were ready for, because I was building something deeper in you. And now, that depth will hold the weight of what I'm about to give. You've seen others step into their calling, and you wondered if I skipped over you. But I never skip those who stay close. I never overlook those who stay faithful. You are not waiting to be chosen. You've already been marked by me. So walk confidently, not in arrogance, but in awareness of who I am in you. The pressure to make it happen is no longer yours to carry. That season is over. I am moving on your behalf. Even now, I'm aligning the pieces. The conversations you didn't hear, the people you haven't met yet, the favor you didn't know you had. All of it is being orchestrated by my hand. When you walk in, it will feel like peace. It won't be forced. It won't be confusing. My blessings don't come wrapped in anxiety. They come with clarity. Yes, there will be challenges ahead, but you'll know I'm in them. You'll sense my hand on every step. You won't have to beg or bend to make it work. You'll flow with me, not push against what isn't meant for you. Let me be the one who opens the way. I'm not asking for more effort. I'm asking for more intimacy. Stay close. Stay quiet long enough to hear me whisper. Stay surrendered long enough to be led. The way I'm moving in this season will require your ear more than your strength. This is not the time to strive. This is the time to align. Let me adjust your pace. Let me show you how to walk and step with me. Let me teach you how to receive, how to walk through open doors with humility, not hurry. Your value is not in how fast you move, but in how well you follow. And child, when I open it, no man can shut it. You've faced closed doors before. You've dealt with disappointment. You've heard no and wondered if you misheard me. But sometimes I close doors not because you're not worthy, but because you're not ready, or because what's on the other side is not worthy of you. But this door, this one is mine. You won't have to compete for it. You won't have to compromise your values to get through it. You won't have to shrink your faith to fit in. I've built this one for you. And when you walk through it, you'll know it was always me, from beginning to end. So breathe, rest. The battle is mine. You are stepping into the fulfillment of promises I made long ago. Promises that survived storms. Promises that outlived seasons. Promises that remained, even when you almost gave up. I never gave up on you. I never stopped preparing. And now it's time. The striving is over. The revealing is here. You won't have to force what I've already opened. The hidden will be revealed. My child, I saw your faith when no one else did. I saw you believe when it was easier to quit. I saw you stay when others walked away. That kind of faith is precious to me. You didn't wait for someone to validate your obedience. You didn't wait for a platform to pursue holiness. You didn't wait for applause to act in love. You simply chose me day after day, in the quiet, in the ordinary, in the moments when it felt like nothing was changing. That is the kind of faith that pleases my heart. When others looked for approval, you looked for me. When they moved for recognition, you remained for relationship. When the world shouted, "Be seen," you whispered, "Be near, Lord." You chose presence over platform. And because of that, I'm revealing my glory in your life, not because of who you are, but because of who I am in you. I don't need your performance. I want your heart. Child, this world is noisy. It tells you to stand out, to prove yourself, to push harder and be more. But my kingdom is upside down. The first shall be last. The humble are lifted. The unseen are remembered. You thought no one noticed your faith, but I did. And now, I'm using it as the foundation for what's to come. You don't need applause to be valuable. You were valuable when you chose to forgive someone who never apologized. You were valuable when you served in silence. You were valuable when you believed for healing, even while you still hurt. Your worth was never tied to results. It was rooted in your response to me. And what a response it was. You responded with yes, when it would have been easier to say not now. You responded with surrender, when fear begged you to stay in control. You responded with worship, when all you had left were tears. That is faith, real faith, and that is the faith I honor. Now I will respond, not because I owe you, but because I love you, because I never leave faith unrewarded, because I said in my word that those who diligently seek me will find me. And you sought me, not for what I could do, but because of who I am. And now, you will find me in new ways. I will meet you in the places you thought were barren. I will breathe into the areas you thought were too dry to bloom. I will restore joy in areas you forgot how to hope. Because your faith wasn't in what I give, it was in me. And that is a faith I build on. This is the season of unveiling, not just of blessings, but of identity. You thought you were just surviving, but I was shaping a warrior. You thought you were just holding on, but I was preparing a leader. You thought you were insignificant, but I've called you chosen, anointed, set apart. You've been walking in the shadows, but now I'm calling you forward, not for recognition, but for revelation. I'm revealing who you really are in me. And that identity was formed in the secret place, in the fire, in the struggle, in the surrender. What others see now is just the fruit, but I saw the roots, and they run deep. They were watered in prayer, soaked in tears, strengthened by truth. You are stronger than you think, not because you've never fallen, but because you've always gotten up. Even when you didn't feel strong, even when you didn't feel spiritual, you still chose me. That's what makes you a warrior in my eyes. That's what makes your life dangerous to the enemy. Because you don't need applause to obey. You don't need a stage to stand. You don't need a following to be faithful. You only need me. And child, you have me. You always have. I've never left you, even when you couldn't feel me. I've walked beside you through the disappointment, through the delay, through the heartbreak. I've carried you through days when you couldn't carry yourself. I've surrounded you with grace when shame tried to suffocate you. Now I am clothing you in confidence, not the world's kind. The kind that comes from knowing who you belong to. The kind that can't be shaken by opinions or outcomes. The kind that walks into a room and doesn't need to prove anything, because it knows that my approval is more than enough. This is what I want you to hold on to. You didn't miss it. You didn't waste it. You didn't fall too far. You've been walking in faith that moves my hand. And I am moving. You will see my promises take form. You will see your prayers bloom into answers. You will see the evidence of what your faith has built. But even more than that, you will see me. You will see my character, my kindness, my patience, my power. And you will walk in a peace that doesn't make sense. Because you'll know, I was with you the whole time. When you believed and saw nothing, I was working. When you trusted and felt abandoned, I was closer than ever. When you obeyed without reward, I was storing up more than you could ask or imagine. So don't stop now. Don't let silence make you question your seed. Don't let the lack of applause make you doubt your impact. Don't let the world's definition of success drown out what I've already declared over you. You are mine. You are ready. You are rising. Your faith didn't need an audience because it already had me. And now, the world will see what I saw all along. The hidden will be revealed. My child, the time you've been waiting for is here. Not because everything is perfect, but because I have declared it ready. You may not feel ready. You may still feel unsure, still carrying questions, still wondering if you heard me clearly. But let me tell you something sacred. Readiness in my kingdom doesn't come from having everything figured out. It comes from saying yes when I call. And I am calling. You've been faithful in the quiet seasons, the hidden places, the wilderness no one else saw. You didn't just wait, you grew. You allowed me to shape your heart, to correct your steps, to prepare your hands for what you're about to carry. And now I'm telling you to rise. Not in fear, not in panic, in confidence, not in yourself, but in me. This is your moment, not because you chased it, but because you surrendered to it. I'm not asking you to step forward because you have all the answers. I'm asking you to move because I am the one guiding your steps. I'm asking you to walk by faith, not by sight. I've gone before you. I've cleared the path. I've made a way where there seemed to be none. Yes, there will still be giants in the land, but I've already given you the victory. You've been trained in battle, not through fanfare, but through fire. You've fought for your peace. You've stood firm through storms. You've learned how to worship with empty hands and a full heart. That's what makes you ready. You've proven faithful with little. Now I will trust you with much. Don't be afraid of visibility. Don't shy away from the platform I'm giving you. This is not about being seen. It's about being positioned. I'm placing you where your story, your scars, your surrender can speak for me. You're not being elevated to be admired. You're being positioned to make impact. This is the time to stand tall, not with pride, but with purpose. Every moment you spent in the wilderness was building this moment. Every no I gave you, every door I closed, was preparing you for this yes. You're not late. You're not unworthy. You're right on time, because I'm the one who sets the times and seasons. Don't hold back. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. Sometimes the sea doesn't part until your feet touch the water. Sometimes the miracle begins when you take the first step. Sometimes the provision comes mid-journey, not before it starts. That's what faith is. Not having it all in hand, but having me, and trusting that's enough. So go. Go with the confidence that I am with you. Go knowing that every word I've spoken over your life will not return void. Go with boldness, not because of your qualifications, but because of my commissioning. Go with courage, not because the road is smooth, but because I am strong in your weakness. You don't need the crowd to validate your calling. I already did that in the secret place. I saw you when no one else did. I watched you develop in silence. I watched you mature through obedience. Now is not the time to minimize what I've done in you. This is the moment to let it shine. For my glory, not yours. For my kingdom, not your image. You've been praying for a sign. This is it. This is me saying move, build, speak, launch, write, lead, forgive, try again. Don't wait until the fear goes away. Move in spite of it. Don't wait for the world's permission. You already have mine. The time for hesitation is over. The time for action is now. You've been hidden, but not forgotten. Now I'm calling you forward. And when you step knowing you're not alone. I've assigned angels to guard your path. I've released favor to surround you like a shield. I've placed wisdom in your heart. I've anointed your words, your work, your witness. Even if they question your readiness, know this. I've prepared you in ways they can't see. They didn't see the midnight prayers. They didn't see the fasting, the breaking, the pressing. But I did. And what I saw, I now release. Walk like you carry something sacred. Because you do. You carry my presence. You carry my spirit. You carry a word for this generation. You carry healing in your hands, peace in your voice, light in your eyes. You are not ordinary. You are a vessel of glory, a carrier of revival, a chosen one for such a time as this. This is not about status. This is about assignment. You've been assigned to people I'm about to bring into your path. They're waiting, not for your perfection, but for your obedience. Someone's breakthrough is on the other side of your boldness. Someone's deliverance is tied to your yes. Someone's hope is hanging on your courage. So take the step. Say the word. Open your mouth, and I will fill it. Let me use you fully, freely, fearlessly. Let me shine through your story, your scars, your surrendered heart. This is your moment. Don't run from it. Don't diminish it. Don't delay it. You've waited long enough. I've seen the struggle. I've seen the prayers. I've seen the tears. Now, I will show you the purpose behind it all. Rise. This is your moment. Step into it. The hidden will be revealed. My child, I am lifting you, not to make your name great, but to make my name known through you. The favor I'm placing on your life in this season is not for status. It's for stewardship. I'm not promoting you for applause. I'm positioning you for purpose. I'm opening doors not so you can rise above others, but so you can reach those beneath the weight of despair. You are not being raised to be worshipped. You are being raised to wash feet. This is what kingdom elevation looks like. It's not about platform, it's about presence. It's not about crowds, it's about compassion. It's not about fame, it's about faithfulness. And you've been faithful. In the shadows, in the silence, in the small things. You've loved the unlovable. You've forgiven the undeserving. You've given when no one else would. That's why I trust you with more. I will not give influence to those who crave control, but I will entrust it to those who carry humility. And you, my child, have learned to lead from your knees. You've bowed low in prayer before stepping up in purpose. You've humbled yourself under my hand, and now I'm lifting you, not so you can shine apart from me, but so you can shine because of me. Stay low, even as I raise you higher. This is the secret. The higher I lift you, the deeper your roots must go, and your roots grow deepest in the soil of humility. So remember, the blessing is never the goal. It's the result of intimacy with me. Keep your eyes on me. Keep your hands clean. Keep your heart soft. The world may see your rise, but I see your reverence. That's what I reward. I'm sending you into spaces you never expected, not because you're perfect, but because you're available. I'm using you as a carrier of my glory, not just in churches, but in boardrooms, classrooms, homes, and conversations. Wherever you go, I go with you. Wherever you stand, I stand within you. Let my presence define your posture. Don't puff up with pride. Don't shrink back in fear. Stand tall in me. Speak truth in love. Serve with joy. Love without conditions. Forgive quickly. Bless abundantly. That's how the world will know you are mine. Not by your title, but by your tenderness. Not by your image, but by your integrity. You were never meant to be a celebrity. You were meant to be a servant. Don't chase status, chase souls. Don't seek validation, seek vision. Don't measure success by what people say. Measure it by how well you reflect me. The true measure of greatness is not in being noticed, but in being available to love the unnoticed. Let love be your legacy, because when the stage fades, when the spotlight dims, when the crowds are silent, love will remain. And I am love. Let everything you do be rooted in that truth. When you speak, let it be in love. When you lead, lead with love. When you correct, correct in love. Love never fails. I'm not just elevating your voice. I'm expanding your heart. You will begin to feel my heart for the hurting, for the rejected, for the lost. You'll see through my eyes. You'll speak my words. You'll carry my compassion into places that have never known mercy. Your success will not be measured by visibility, but by impact. And impact flows through intimacy with me. The closer you stay to me, the more powerful your witness will become. Don't trade your purity for popularity. Don't trade your calling for comfort. Don't trade your anointing for applause. Those things fade, but my presence is forever. Protect what I've placed inside you. Guard the oil I've poured over your life. Don't let compromise dilute what cost you so much to carry. I've raised you not to rule, but to restore. There are broken hearts waiting for the healing you found in me. There are dark places that need the light you carry. There are weary souls that will be drawn to your peace, not because of you, but because of me and you. This is what your elevation is for, not to be worshipped, but to become a witness. Let your rise always point people to the cross. When they ask, "How did you get here?" say my name. When they wonder, "Why you?" point to my grace. When they're amazed at your strength, testify of your weakness and how I carried you. The story you live now will be someone else's roadmap, to freedom. This is kingdom impact. Not power by the world definition, but power to love radically, to forgive freely, to give joyfully, to lead courageously. And you, my child, are ready. You've been trained not just in strategy, but in surrender. You've been refined not just by process, but by presence. That is what sets you apart. So go serve, not with heaviness, but with honor, not with pride, but with purpose. I am with you. I go before you. I sustain you. The platform I give is not to elevate your image, but to glorify my name. Let your influence be soaked in love. Let your words bring healing. Let your life reflect Jesus, because you are not just rising, you are representing me. And now, the hidden will be revealed. My child, I saw every quiet surrender. I heard every hidden cry. I witnessed every time you chose me. Even when it cost you something, nothing was ever wasted. I remember it all. You think no one noticed, but I did. I saw you stay when you could have walked away. I saw you give when you had little. I saw you choose forgiveness over bitterness, even when it hurt. I saw the moments you bit your tongue when you had every right to speak. I saw you love the ones who didn't love you back. I saw you lift your hands in worship with tears still in your eyes. That was never small to me. That was worship. That was trust. That was faith. The world may applaud performance, but I honor the private battles, the ones only you and I know about. The battles in your mind, in your heart, in your soul. The victories no one clapped for, but heaven celebrated. You thought you were surviving, but I saw you overcoming. And now I will reward you, not because you earned it, but because you trusted me. I don't bless based on perfection. I bless based on posture. And your heart has been humble, surrendered, open. You didn't do it for show. You did it for me. That's why this reward will be pure. It won't come with strings. It won't come with guilt. It won't come through manipulation or striving. It will come because I give good gifts to those who love me. You sowed in tears. Now you'll reap in joy. Yes, there were seasons when it felt like nothing was growing. You wondered if your prayers were hitting the ceiling. You questioned if your giving even mattered. But I was watching the whole time. I was storing every act of obedience. I was recording every moment of surrender. Nothing escaped me. And now I'm sending the rain. You've been faithful with little. Now I will entrust you with much. This isn't just about breakthrough. It's about vindication. I am publicly confirming what I've long known about you in private. I'm showing the world that I honor those who honor me. Your reward won't be just material. It will be eternal. Yes, I will provide. Yes, I will open doors. Yes, I will release favor. But even greater than that, I will give you peace. I will flood your soul with joy that doesn't make sense. I will release healing into the parts of you that broke in silence. I will give you new dreams, new relationships, new opportunities, and they will come without sorrow. Because I reward differently than the world. The world pays attention to results. I pay attention to roots. The world rewards quick success. I reward long obedience in the same direction. The world looks for titles. I look for tears. The world applauds gifts. I anoint character. And you, my child, have chosen the narrow road. It wasn't easy. There were nights you almost gave up. There were days you felt invisible. But you stayed the course. You remained planted when everything in you wanted to uproot. You held on to my promises when everything else fell apart. I will honor that. I will lift you, not because of how strong you were, but because of how surrendered you stayed. I'm not looking for heroes. I'm looking for hearts. And yours is one that I have found faithful. You didn't chase platforms. You chased my presence. You didn't use me to get something. You wanted me, even if you got nothing else. That is the heart I bless. So watch what I do next. Watch how I bring back what was stolen. Watch how I restore what was broken. Watch how I redeem what was lost. You will see me move, not just around you, but within you. I'm healing your heart. I'm renewing your strength. I'm silencing the shame that tried to keep you small. I'm releasing you from the guilt of past choices. You are not who you used to be. You are not what they called you. You are not what the enemy whispered. You are mine. You are made new. And you are stepping into a season of overflow, not because you demanded it, but because you waited well. You passed the tests no one else saw. And now, I'm preparing a table, not in private, but in the presence of those who thought you wouldn't make it. I'm not doing it for revenge. I'm doing it for redemption. I want them to see what I can do with a surrendered life. I want them to witness the power of my grace. This is not your doing. This is my response to your trust. And even as I bless you, stay close. Even as I lift you, stay low. Even as I pour out, stay hungry. Even as I reveal you, stay hidden in me. Because the real reward isn't the blessing, it's me. So rejoice, not just because it's finally happening, but because I was with you through it all. Rejoice because you were never alone. Rejoice because your heart remained pure. Rejoice because you get to carry this with gratitude, not guilt. You were faithful in secret. Now I will reward you in public. The hidden will be revealed. My precious child, I know you thought everything was falling apart, but what you couldn't see was that I was putting you back together from the inside out. You felt the weight of grief, confusion, and uncertainty. You looked at your life and couldn't recognize the pieces. So much came undone. So much slipped through your fingers, and it made you question, God, where are you in this? You assumed the silence meant I was distant, but I was never far, not even for a second. You were breaking, but not beyond repair. You were being rebuilt. Everything that felt like loss was actually preparation. I was removing what you didn't know was holding you back. I was pruning relationships, shaking foundations, exposing lies, not to harm you, but to free you. What you saw as destruction, I saw as deliverance. Sometimes I have to break the shell to reveal the life inside. You prayed for strength. I answered with testing. You asked for clarity. I allowed confusion. You asked for freedom. I let things fall away, not because I wanted to hurt you, but because I needed to get to the root. Because real healing doesn't happen on the surface. It starts deep. And you, my child, are being healed in places others never even knew were hurting. I saw the hidden wounds, the ones you buried, the ones you never spoke aloud, the ones you covered with busyness and smiles. I saw the disappointments you didn't know how to name, the trauma you carried quietly, the shame you couldn't shake. I saw it all, and I chose not to ignore it. I entered into it with you. That's what my love does. It doesn't avoid your broken places. It moves toward them. I'm not afraid of your pain. I'm not disappointed by your process. I'm not impatient with your journey. I have walked with you through every valley, sat with you through every storm, and spoken truth over every lie the enemy tried to plant in your mind. You are not too broken for me. You are not too far gone. You thought the fire would consume you, but it refined you. You thought the storm would drown you, but it cleansed you. You thought the night would never end, but dawn is breaking, and you are still standing. Even if your knees trembled, even if you crawled, even if you had nothing but a whisper of faith left, you didn't quit, and that matters to me. You didn't see it then, but now I will show you. What you thought was breaking you was building you. I was strengthening your faith when you felt the weakest. I was deepening your trust when you had no answers. I was forging resilience when you cried out for escape. And I was preparing your heart to carry greater weight, because what's coming next is not small. You're going to carry peace into chaos. You're going to bring light to dark places. You're going to speak life where death tried to take root. because you have lived what you now lead. Your pain has purpose. Your story has power. Not because it was perfect, but because I was present. I don't need polished people. I need honest hearts. I don't choose the put together. I choose the willing. I don't build with bricks that have never been broken. I use the very pieces life tried to shatter. You are my masterpiece, and I'm still working on you. So stop hiding the cracks. That's where my glory shines through. Don't be ashamed of your process. Don't minimize your journey. Every scar tells a story of survival. Every weakness reveals where my grace held you up. And every broken piece, every one, is being fit into something beautiful. You didn't miss it. You didn't ruin it. You didn't disqualify yourself. You've been in the furnace of refinement, and now you're coming out not smelling like smoke, but shining like gold. I will use everything the enemy meant for evil and turn it for good. I will redeem the years you thought were wasted. I will restore what the locusts tried to devour, and it starts inside you. Before the blessing flows around you, it flows within you. I'm healing the way you see yourself. I'm restoring your confidence in me. I'm teaching you how to hope again. You no longer need to pretend you're okay. I already know where it hurts, and I'm meeting you there right now. You will no longer live guarded. You will live grounded. Grounded in truth. Grounded in love. Grounded in the certainty that I am for you, not against you. That I'm building something eternal in you. Something no failure, no person, no attack can take away. Let the process continue, but let shame fall away. You're not defined by your breaking point. You're defined by my hand that held you through it. And now, you'll see why the breaking had to happen. Because if I hadn't broken what you were holding on to, you never would have reached for me the way you have now. And child, what we have now is real. It's unshakable. It's tested. It's deeper than feelings. It's stronger than circumstances. This connection between your heart and mine was forged through fire. And that's why it can carry fire. So lift your head. Take a deep breath. You are not broken beyond repair. You are healed beyond recognition. They won't recognize you in this next season, because what was hidden in the pain is about to be revealed in power. The hidden will be revealed. My child, I know it hasn't been easy to believe when you can't see, but it's in the dark that your faith shines the brightest. Anyone can have faith when things are going well. It's easy to lift your hands when the answer comes quickly. It's easy to declare trust when doors open without resistance. But what you've been walking in, that quiet, tear-streaked, shaky faith, is what moves me most. You believed when the evidence was gone. You kept praying when nothing changed. You held on to hope when logic said to give up. And that, my beloved, is the kind of faith I honor. Faith in the unseen. Faith that trembles, but stands. Faith that walks into the fire, even without a guarantee of deliverance. You thought I needed bold declarations, but what I needed was your whispered yes. That fragile, persistent trust. That daily choice to get out of bed and say, I still believe. You may not have realized it, but you've been exercising mountain-moving faith. Even your doubt didn't disqualify you. Because real faith isn't the absence of doubt. It's the decision to keep going in spite of it. And you did. You walked when you couldn't see the path. You followed when all you had was a promise. You chose me even when your heart was breaking. That is worship. That is faith. That is power. And now I will respond. I will honor the trust you placed in me. Not always with what you expected, but always with what is best. Because I am not just interested in results. I'm interested in your transformation. I'm not just answering your prayers. I'm answering your soul. You've been asking, when will it happen? But I've been working on something deeper. What kind of person are you becoming while you wait? And I see who you've become. Steady, humble, brave, resilient, surrendered. You've become someone who doesn't just believe in me. You depend on me. And that kind of relationship can never be shaken. The foundation you've built in this season will hold you through every storm to come, because it wasn't built on circumstances. It was built on trust. You trusted when the healing didn't come right away. You trusted when people walked away. You trusted when money ran low. You trusted when the silence lingered longer than you liked. And now I'm telling you, it mattered. It moved me. It was not in vain. I've collected every tear. I've counted every night. I've walked beside you, even when you couldn't feel me. And now the harvest is coming, not just of provision, but of peace. Not just of breakthrough, but of clarity. Not just of miracles, but of me. Because more than anything else, what I wanted in this season was your heart. And you gave it. Not perfectly, not always confidently, but sincerely. And that sincerity touched heaven. So no, you haven't failed me. No, you're not behind. No, you didn't miss your moment. You've been in the exact place I needed you. Trusting, pressing, enduring. And now you're about to see why it took this long. You're going to understand the layers I was healing, the patterns I was breaking, the strength I was building. Faith in the dark is what forges warriors. You are not the same as when this started. You are stronger, softer, sharper in spirit, and more dependent on me than ever before. And that's exactly where I want you. Because from this place of dependence, I can now trust you with more influence, more opportunity, more revelation, more responsibility. Because I know you won't use it to boast. You'll use it to bless. You'll use it to serve. You'll use it to point others to me. And that's why this next season will be different. You're not going back to how things were. You're moving into something new. You're walking into answered prayers, but more than that, into alignment. Alignment with who I say you are. Alignment with what I've called you to. Alignment with the pace of grace, not pressure. You don't have to strive for what I've already released. You don't have to beg for what's already on the way. You just have to stay surrendered. Keep trusting me, not just with the result, but with the process. Keep believing, not just in what I can do, but in who I am. Because I am good. I am faithful. I am near. Even in the dark, especially in the dark, I am with you. And child, I'm proud of you. For staying. For believing. For pressing through. You have made heaven smile. Now, let me make good on every word I've spoken. Let me show you the fruit of your unseen faith. Let me turn the silence into a song. Let me turn the waiting into a witness. Because you believed without seeing. Now you will see what you believed. The hidden will be revealed. My child, you are not just surviving. You are being transformed. This is not the end of your healing. It is the beginning of your assignment. What I've been doing in your life isn't just restoration, it's preparation. I wasn't just putting broken pieces back together. I was reshaping them for something greater. You haven't come this far just to feel better. You've come this far to become stronger, because now I'm activating what I've placed in you all along. You thought the breakthrough was the goal, but the breakthrough was only the door. Now I'm leading you through it, into a new life, a new rhythm, a new calling. You're not the same person who cried out for rescue. You are no longer defined by your pain. You are defined by my presence in you. What once defined your struggle now declares your strength. And I say it's time. You've been hidden long enough. You've been healing long enough. You've been waiting long enough. I'm not just healing your heart. I'm releasing your voice. I'm not just lifting your burdens. I'm commissioning your steps. You are a vessel of my spirit. You are a carrier of my glory. You are marked by fire, not fear, by purpose, not pain. So don't be surprised when people don't recognize you. They'll say, "Is this the same person who was once broken, anxious, confused?" And you'll say, "Yes, but I met the healer. I found the one who rewrote my story, and now I live to tell it. You'll walk with a peace that confuses people. You'll carry a joy that doesn't match your history, because you've been changed not by effort, but by encounter. This is what transformation looks like. Not surface deep, but soul deep. You've gone from limping to leading, from weeping to warring, from hiding to hosting my presence. And this new you, it's not a version you created. It's the one I always saw. I've simply peeled back the layers of shame, fear, and lies to reveal the truth. You are my chosen, my called, my commissioned, and I'm sending you, not across the world, maybe, but across your street, into your workplace, into your family, into rooms that need light, love, and truth. And you will not go empty-handed. You go with my anointing, my words in your mouth, my strength in your bones. You are not just recovering. You are rising. You were not saved to sit. You were saved to shine. You were not healed to hide. You were healed to help. Every scar, every setback, every silent prayer has become part of your armor. What once felt like your end is now your message. What once looked like defeat now fuels your fire. So speak with boldness. Walk in authority. Live with holy confidence. Because the same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead lives in you. The same power that parted the Red Sea, that shut the lions' mouths, that healed the blind, now flows through your life. Not because of who you are, but because of who I am in you. And I don't send people empty. I send them full of my word, full of compassion, full of discernment, full of fire, and yes, full of love. You've learned to love yourself again. You've learned to receive my love in the dark, and now you will pour it out in the light, because a heart that has truly encountered me cannot stay silent. It overflows, it radiates, it transforms everything it touches. And that's what you're about to do. Transform atmospheres, shift cultures, break chains, restore hearts. You'll do it not through might, not through perfection, but through yieldedness, through obedience, through a quiet confidence that says, God is with me. I don't have to know everything. I just have to go. Because when you go, I go with you. You are not alone in this. I will lead you in every step. I will give you words when you feel empty. I will open doors no one can shut. I will align connections, open opportunities, release provision, and protect your path. You've been faithful in the small. Now I'm expanding your influence. But stay rooted. Don't let new territory make you forget old intimacy. Stay in the secret place. Stay in the quiet. Stay in the Word. Let your strength come from stillness. Let your wisdom come from worship. And let your direction come from my voice, not the world's applause. Because the enemy will try to whisper, "You're not ready." But I already declared, "You are." I prepared you in the hidden place. I've watched you grow through every test. I've seen your character deepen, your hunger intensify, your spirit mature. You're not stepping forward in pride. You're stepping forward in purpose. So arise, my child. Step fully into this moment. Own who you are in me. You are not just healed. You are activated. Not just restored, but released. And now, everything I've done in you will begin to flow through you. The hidden will be revealed. My child, you thought the pain was the end of your story. But I am using the very things that broke you to build bridges for others. I saw what crushed you. I saw the moments that took your breath away. The betrayals, the failures, the quiet heartbreaks. I didn't look away. I didn't ignore your cries. I held you when you couldn't hold yourself. And now, I'm telling you this. What broke you will not define you, but I will use it to refine you. Because nothing is wasted in my hands. Not the wounds, not the waiting, not the wilderness. Every part of your journey matters. Even the parts you'd rather forget. Even the mistakes, the detours, the nights filled with silence and questions. Especially those. I'm using it all. The fire didn't burn you, it purified you. The storm didn't drown you, it trained you. The breaking didn't kill you, it birthed something holy. You've been marked by mercy. You didn't quit, even when it hurt, even when you questioned everything, even when you felt like you had nothing left to give. You kept walking. You kept trusting. Even if your trust was shaky, it was still real. And that's all I needed to keep working in you. Now, I'm turning your pain into power, not the kind of power the world chases. This is deeper. This is spiritual authority. This is compassion born from experience. This is wisdom that can't be taught, only lived. This is empathy that doesn't speak from theory, but from truth. You've been through the valley, and now you carry the map. And others are coming behind you. They don't need your perfection. They need your perspective. They don't need a polished version of your life. They need your scars. They need your honesty, your humility, your healing. They need to hear, I've been where you are, and God brought me through. That's your ministry. That's your influence. That's why I let you feel the weight, so you could help lift it off someone else. You're not just a survivor. You're a shepherd. You're someone I trust to lead the wounded because you've been wounded. You're someone who can recognize silent pain in others because you've lived it. You don't offer quick fixes. You offer presence. You don't just preach. You carry peace. You are not a performer. You are a guide. And this influence I'm giving you, it's holy. It's not loud. It's not flashy. But it is powerful. People will begin to seek you out. Not because you're the loudest, but because you're the safest. Because you don't judge. Because you listen. Because you love. Because when they sit with you, they feel me. Because I'm in you. And I'm increasing my presence in your life, not for status, but for service. You're about to carry more weight in the spirit. Not more pressure, more presence. Not more demands, more direction. I will speak to you in deeper ways. I will give you dreams, discernment, divine strategies. Because you're ready. Because you've let me build you from the inside out. Let me continue using your life to lead. Don't hide the hard parts. Don't erase the process. Let it be part of your message. Let it be part of your testimony. When people hear your voice, they won't hear pride. They'll hear process. When they look at your life, they won't see perfection. They'll see perseverance. That's what draws people to me. Because it was never about your strength. It's always been about mine working through you. So don't downplay what I've brought you through. Don't rush past the lessons. Don't silence your story. What nearly took you out is what I'm using to call others in. You've been shaped by pain. Now you'll be known for healing. Not because you're better, but because you're surrendered. I'm raising up voices like yours. Voices from the shadows. Voices that carry the weight of experience. Voices that echo with redemption. You don't need to shout. You just need to speak. You don't need to perform. You just need to show up. I'll do the rest. And yes, there will be moments when it feels overwhelming. But remember this, you're not leading from your own strength. You're walking in my grace. I'll refill you when you pour out. I'll guide you when you feel lost. I'll protect your peace. I'll cover your heart. I'm not using you up. I'm pouring through you. Your pain was not pointless. Your process was not punishment. Your story is not over. It's just beginning. And this next chapter, it's about others. It's about light. It's about restoration. It's about legacy. So keep walking. Keep telling the truth. Keep letting me lead. What broke you won't break you again. It will bless others. And through it, the hidden will be revealed. My child, I am opening your eyes to see my kingdom, but not so you can admire it alone. I've given you vision to guide others into it. There are treasures all around, hidden opportunities, divine appointments, longings in people's hearts you were born to fill, but most walk right past them, blinded by busyness or cynicism. You were nearly one of them. You could have gotten stuck in survival and simply keeping your head above water. But I had bigger plans. That's why I gave you eyes to see beyond the surface. You see what others miss. The fatherless boy hurting behind a tough exterior, the lonely neighbor longing for real friendship, the coworker wearing a mask of competence, but crumbling inside. You don't just notice their needs, you feel them. And that empathy isn't of your own making. It's my spirit moving in you, painting your heart with my heart. Don't underestimate this gift. Clarity of vision is rare in a world of distraction. You've been trained to discern my voice in the quiet, to spot my fingerprints in the mundane, to recognize my timing in the least expected seasons. And now, I'm elevating that gift so you can carry my light into dark places. You're not just called to see, you're called to show, to shine my truth, to speak my hope, to bring my peace. You carry more than insights, you carry presence. Where you go, my wisdom precedes you. Doors will open to those who need what you carry, even before you knock. But you must stay alert. Keep your eyes on me, and on those I place around you. Every person you encounter is part of my tapestry. No one is random. No meeting is meaningless. I'm orchestrating connections, sometimes through strangers, sometimes through unlikely friendships, in order to fulfill my purposes. Your part is to stay compassionate, to stay available, and to stay obedient. When I show you someone's hurt, don't look away. Lean in, pray, speak my word, offer a listening ear, extend practical help. Let my love flow through your hands and words. You don't need a title or a stage, just presence. My spirit will do the rest, confirming my love through your willingness to serve. Yes, this can be challenging. You may feel ill-equipped, or fear you won't know what to say. That's exactly why I'm empowering you. I don't call the qualified, I qualify the called. You'll find that as you step out, I will speak the words, guide your steps, and fill you with courage. Every act of obedience enlarges your capacity to see and to serve. This vision isn't for a select few, it's for all who follow me. I'm not raising an exclusive inner circle. I'm birthing a movement of everyday vessels, people like you, who carry my presence into ordinary contexts, workplaces, communities, families, even social media feeds. In those spaces, I want my kingdom to invade through your compassion, your authenticity, and your courage to speak truth and love. So stay attentive. Guard your soul from noise that dulls your senses. Reject cynicism that closes your heart. Replace complacency with curiosity. Curiosity about my heart, my ways, my movement. Ask me daily, what are you doing? Who are you sending me to? And watch how I unfold opportunities, divine appointments, miracles. Your vision will be both broad and precise. Broad enough to see the bigger story of my kingdom advancing. Precise enough to notice one person who needs one timely word, one cup of water, one prayer. You will grow in spiritual intuition, sensing where my power is moving, where my presence lingers, where my name is being dishonored. And you'll intervene with grace. Don't confuse your vision with obligation. It's a privilege. You're not drowning in tasks. You're invited into partnership. It's not about adding more on your plate. It's about letting me flow through what's already in your hands. Your daily rhythms, if surrendered to me, become channels of healing, joy, and hope. Keep seeking me in the mundane, and I'll open the extraordinary. This is how my kingdom grows, one surrendered life at a time. You see with my eyes. You listen with my ears. You speak with my voice. You love with my heart. And as you do, you'll notice hidden treasures, burdened souls, unseen needs, unconscious longings, and you'll become the answer, the bridge, the deliverer. I'm giving you eyes not to boast, but to bear. Bear my light, bear my love, bear my truth, bear my hope. And in bearing, you'll see my kingdom revealed through you. You'll see walls that need breaking, doors that need opening, windows that need shining through. You'll see that your life's purpose isn't about your comfort. It's about my mission. So go, see. Look around you right now. Are there eyes to meet, hands to hold, hearts to encourage, dreams to spark? Speak my word of promise to those you encounter. Pray my heart over those you pass by. Let every conversation become a sacred moment. And remember, you're not just seeing the hidden, you're showing it. Your vision matters. Your presence matters. Your obedience matters. In the grand tapestry of my plans, you are not an insignificant thread. You're a vibrant color that brings the whole picture to life. You are a conduit of my glory in a thirsty world. Stay vigilant, stay compassionate, stay humble, and I will keep guiding you. Next door, next town, next generation, because I've given you eyes to see what others miss, and through you, the hidden will be revealed. My child, I see each small step you take in faith. I honor every moment you choose obedience over comfort. Little by little, those steps form a path that carries you far beyond where you ever dreamed. You've wondered if your small acts, a whispered prayer, a simple Bible verse shared, a quiet moment of worship, could really matter in the grand scheme. You've questioned if the little choices you make daily could ever change circumstances or shift hearts. Too often, you've compared your journey to others' highlight reels and felt discouraged by the pace. But I want you to hear this truth. The journey of faith is not measured by giant leaps, but by consistent small steps that honor me. When you choose kindness over impatience, that is worship. When you choose rest over relentless striving, that is trust. When you choose forgiveness over bitterness, that is victory. And each one of those choices moves my heart. Little steps are my specialty. Little steps are where character is formed. Little steps are where my kingdom takes root. Consider the way seeds germinate. It's a gradual process hidden under soil. You don't witness the miracle in an instant. The seed pushes slowly, inch by inch, until it breaks through into the light. Likewise, your faith grows through many small decisions. Reading a verse before sunrise, pausing to pray amid busyness, choosing generosity in small ways, offering a smile to someone you'd rather avoid. Each of these constitutes a footprint on the path I'm preparing. The world celebrates grand gestures, but I celebrate faithfulness. Your consistency matters more than your flair. You don't need to stage a spectacle. You need only to remain faithful in the small things. Those small acts weave into a tapestry of obedience that no force can unravel. I am far more impressed by your steadfast heart than by any one big event. Do not despise the days of little progress. Embrace them, because when you look back, you'll see how those tiny steps carried you through valleys, across deserts, and up mountains you once thought impossible. You'll see how your daily discipline built resilience. You'll see how your moments of surrender created momentum. And you'll know you were never alone. I was there, bending over each moment, guiding your foot, whispering courage when you forgot to pray, lending you strength when you didn't feel it, celebrating with heaven with every choice you made. This journey is not about achieving perfection. It's about practicing obedience. Forgive yourself when you stumble, and then take the next step. That next step is where my grace meets you. That next act of faith is where I pour in fresh strength. That next decision to trust is where breakthrough begins. Your little steps create momentum. When you give a cup of water in my name, you open floodgates of compassion. When you speak a kind word to a broken heart, you release healing. When you fast in secret, you unlock hidden doors. When you worship in private, you ignite public miracles. Don't underestimate the ripple effect of these acts. Like ripples on a pond, they spread far beyond what you see. Your obedience in an unseen place can spark revival in a distant community. Your trust in a trial can become a testimony that sets others free. Great journeys begin with a single step. The Israelites didn't conquer the promised land in one march. They moved one day at a time, crossing one obstacle after another, camp by camp, step by step. And I was with them in every Sisera's chariot, every Jericho's wall, every wilderness test. So it is with you. I go before you, preparing the way as you move in faith. I am not in a hurry for you. I value depth over speed. I prize transformation over transience. I'm more concerned with who you become on the journey than with how quickly you reach the destination. So even if your pace feels slow, know that your steps are secure. Even if storms rise, know that your path remains guided by my faithfulness. When you feel discouraged by delays, look back at how far you've come. You may be tempted to quit when the breakthrough feels distant. But remember, the longest journeys begin with the smallest footprints. Keep stepping, keep trusting, keep obeying, keep choosing me moment by moment. Those choices form a path that grows stronger and more certain with every step. And one day, you'll look back and see a straight highway carved out by consistent faith. Here's what's coming. Doors you've knocked on in prayer will open. Conversations you've prayed for will happen. Opportunities you've hoped for will arrive. But the real miracle isn't the doors opening. It's the one who walks through them. You, pressed into my image, shaped by many small choices that together birth courage, compassion, and confidence. So today, take another step. Embrace the rhythms of obedience. Celebrate the small victories. Trust that 1,000 tiny acts of faith are weaving a story of redemption, not just for you, but for everyone you touch. No step is too small. No moment too insignificant. Your journey matters. Your faith matters. Your path matters. God sees every step. God values every choice. And God is leading you, little by little, to places you once only dreamed of. Keep walking. Your small steps are forging a great journey. And soon, the world will see that. The hidden will be revealed. My child, every time you obey, even in the smallest thing, you're opening heaven's storehouses for my purposes. There's a principle in my kingdom far different than in the world. Obedience, not ambition, is the key that turns the lock on my abundant provisions. You've been tempted to think that success comes from connections, strategy, or natural talent. But I tell you, the greatest breakthrough begins when you choose obedience over convenience, when you place my word above your will, when you follow my promptings, even if you don't yet see the payoff. Obedience aligns your day-to-day life with my eternal purposes. When you obey my voice, whether it's a call to give, to forgive, to go, or simply to pray, you're signaling to heaven. I trust you more than my feelings, my plans, or my past experience. That trust releases a divine activation. Angels dispatched, doors unlocked, strategies imparted, grace multiplied. In fact, obedience is the spiritual currency that unlocks resources you didn't even know you needed. Consider Abraham, who left home at my command. He stepped into the unknown, and I opened a nation through him. Think of Noah, who built an ark in dry land. He obeyed ridicule, and I preserved his household. Recall Mary, who said yes to bearing the Messiah. She obeyed humility, and I poured my favor upon her. In each case, faith-filled obedience invited heaven's intervention. So also with you, your obedience today invites my power tomorrow. Perhaps I've asked you to walk away from an offense, speak a hard word, give sacrificially, or wait patiently. These requests may feel inconvenient, costly, or mysterious. Yet each time you choose my way over yours, You lay a spiritual deposit in heaven's bank, a deposit that ripples outward in ways you can't imagine. Your single act of obedience might unlock healing for a friend, provision for your family, or revival in your community. Obedience is never wasted, even if you don't immediately see the fruit. I've seen you obey in prayer when you didn't feel like praying. I've seen you extend forgiveness when bitterness screamed at you to retaliate. I've seen you give when your own needs were pressing. I've seen you wait, night after night, for my answer, and heaven itself celebrated each quiet act. Now, those very acts are weaving together to bring about the breakthrough you long for. Don't underestimate the power of surrendered will. When you lay down your right to choose your own path, you're declaring, "Your plans, Lord, are better than mine." That declaration shatters the chains of self-sufficiency, and it invites my supernatural wisdom to flow into you. Suddenly, what was confusing becomes clear. Suddenly, provision arrives at just the right moment. Suddenly, favor surrounds you as a shield. Notice how Jesus himself modeled this. In Gethsemane, he chose obedience to the cross over escape from suffering. At Cana, he obeyed Mary's prompting and began his first miracle. Throughout his ministry, he obeyed each leading of the Spirit, unlocking every healing, every teaching, every deliverance. Obedience was his compass, and it will be yours. I'm not calling you to obey out of fear, legalism, or duty. I'm inviting you to obey out of love, intimacy, and trust. When you obey from a heart that knows my goodness, obedience becomes joy, not obligation. It becomes an adventure, not a burden. It becomes the most exciting way to partner with me in building my kingdom on earth. So listen for my voice today in the small things. A thought to pray for someone who's hurting. A nudge to give to a cause you care about. A whisper to speak a word of life into a struggling marriage. A prompting to pause and worship instead of charging ahead with your to-do list. Each response is a key that unlocks my blessing. And as you practice this daily obedience, you'll find that the resources of heaven begin to flow seamlessly into your life. Doors that once were closed open wide. Strategies you never considered come to mind. Divine connections appear at the exact moment you need them. Peace replaces panic. Provision replaces lack. And through it all, I receive glory. Remember though, this is my kingdom's way, not the world's. The world says, work harder to prove yourself. I say, rest and trust my word. The world says, climb the ladder at all costs. I say, walk in obedience and let me elevate you. The world measures success by status. I measure success by faithfulness. Your assignment is not to chase recognition, but to chase my voice. So let your first question always be, Lord, what do you want me to do? And let your first response always be, yes, Lord, I will. As you anchor your life in that posture, you'll discover that every closed door is simply a redirection. Every delay is my preparation, and every testing is my refinement. Obedience opens the floodgates of my grace, power, and provision. You don't need to muster up more willpower. You simply need to keep turning your heart toward mine. Keep hearing. Keep saying yes. I will supply the courage, the words, the strength, and the increase. Your small acts of obedience invite my unlimited resources. They call heaven's host to move on your behalf. They produce fruit, sometimes gradually, sometimes suddenly, but always in my perfect timing. So today, step out in obedience, no matter how small it seems. Give that gift. Speak that encouragement. Pray that prayer. Forgive that person. Trust when you can't see. Wait when you don't understand. Each act of obedience is a seed planted in heaven's soil, and I will bring the harvest. Great journeys begin with one faithful step. Your obedience is the spark that ignites my power. Your surrender is the pathway to my provision. Your trust is the channel for my blessing. Keep obeying, because in each moment of yieldedness, you're opening heaven's resources for my kingdom, and the world will see, through your life, that the hidden will be revealed. My child, every time you choose to persevere, even when your strength fails, you mirror my unending faithfulness to the world. There's a beauty in perseverance that nothing else can replicate. The world may celebrate a sudden rise or a meteoric leap, but I celebrate the ones who refuse to quit when the crowd goes home, when the cheering fades, when the obstacles loom larger than ever. You are walking that road right now, tired, tested, and perhaps tempted to give up. But I see beyond your exhaustion. I see your heart, still beating with determination to trust me. When you persevere through the night of doubt, you declare to heaven and earth, I believe God is good, even if I don't feel it. I believe His promises are true, even if my circumstances contradict them. That kind of faith, steadfast, unwavering, courageous, is what moves my heart and shakes the foundations of darkness. I've never abandoned you, even for a moment. Your story is woven with threads of my presence in the darkest chapters. I was your lamp when your path vanished. I was your rock when storms threatened to overwhelm you. I was your song in the silence. And as you continue, you demonstrate my faithfulness to those who are still searching for a reason to keep going. Perseverance is the proof that hope lives within you. It's easy to hope when tomorrow seems bright. True hope shines when tomorrow looks impossible. Every step you take in those moments, one foot in front of the other, is a living sermon on my goodness. It's evidence that my love never gives up, my power never runs dry, my purpose never fails. Even your tears matter. They water the seed of breakthrough. They soften the soil of your soul, making room for my grace to sprout. Every time you wipe away those tears and stand again, you testify. God is worth it. His plans are worth the pain. His timing is worth the wait. Consider Joseph, who persevered through betrayal, slavery, and imprisonment, yet never lost his trust in me. He emerged not only vindicated, but appointed to save nations. Think of Daniel, faithful in the lion's den, who walked away unharmed, shining my glory before a pagan king. Think of David, hunted and harassed, yet confident that my goodness would pursue him all his days. You are on that same trajectory. Your resilience, born of adversity, is becoming your platform. Your scars, proof of survival, are becoming your credentials. Your long nights, spent in prayer and promise, are becoming the foundation for your dawn of victory. Perseverance produces mature faith. It forges character, shapes integrity, and deepens intimacy with me. When you hold on to my hand, not because everything makes sense, but because of who I am, you grow in the kind of faith that stands firm through every test. That faith is contagious. Others will want what you have, a confidence anchored in the unshakable certainty of my presence. Don't measure your journey by its pace. Measure it by its progress. Each act of persistent trust advances you closer to my promises. Each refusal to compromise on my truth under pressure cements your foundation. Each choice to worship in the waiting cements your victory before it even arrives. And yes, there will be times when your faith falters. That's the moment to persevere through your doubt. Cry out, Lord, I believe. Help me in my unbelief. I will meet you there. I will catch you when you stumble. I will breathe courage into your very bones. And as you rise again, you shine all the brighter. Because perseverance, seasoned with my strength, becomes a beacon to those who cannot see past their own shadows. You are never too late for a fresh display of my faithfulness. I do not run out of mercy. I do not grow impatient. I do not change my mind. My word stands forever, and I am writing a story in you, chapter by chapter, filled with my deliverance, my redemption, my restoration. Even when the pages feel stained with pain, keep turning them. The best chapters are yet to be written. So press on, press in, press through, press upward. Because every moment of perseverance is a moment of partnering with me to bring forth my kingdom on earth. Every refusal to quit sets the stage for my next miracle. Every act of refusing to settle for less signals to heaven's host, we believe redemption is coming. Keep your eyes on me, not on the waves. Keep your heart attuned to my promises, not to the problem. Keep your hands clenched around my love, not around your fear. And know this, I am faithful. I will complete the good work I began in you. I will bring to pass every word of hope I've spoken over your life. And when you stand on the other side of this trial, you will look back and say, God was faithful. I saw it with my own eyes. I felt in my own bones. His love never wavered. Your perseverance will become the legacy you leave, a legacy of faith, a legacy of trust, a legacy of a life wholly given to me. Go forth now, dear one, with renewed courage. The path may still wind, but your steps are ordered. The night may linger, but the dawn is sure. The challenge may loom, but my power is greater. And as you persevere, know this. Every small act of steadfast faith is drawing the world closer to my glory. The hidden will be revealed. My child, some of the greatest wonders happen when you choose worship instead of worry, especially in the wilderness seasons. There is a wilderness season you are walking through right now. A place of uncertainty, lack, or waiting. You feel parched, as if every resource is run dry. You wonder if the ground beneath you will give way. Yet I say to you, your wilderness is my holy ground. It is where I prove myself faithful. It is where your heart is refined into a vessel that carries my glory. When David danced before me with no audience but angels, he modeled worship in the wilderness. When Paul and Silas sang hymns in their prison cell, the foundation shook and chains fell off. When Hannah poured out her soul in silent tears at the temple, a miracle arose in her womb. In the barren places, worship ignites my power. Worship is the most profound declaration of faith. It says to heaven, I trust you, even if my circumstances look bleak. It says to the enemy, you have no right to steal my joy. It lifts your gaze from the problem to the provider. And every time you lift your song, you create spiritual atmosphere for breakthrough. Your wilderness worship aligns your spirit with my heart, giving you supernatural peace, invokes my presence in tangible ways, shifting atmospheres, drawing angels, disarms the enemy, who cannot stand against pure praise, strengthens you for the journey ahead, renewing your faith. Imagine a desert dying of thirst, and then rain comes. That downpour begins with one drop. Worship is that drop. It precedes provision. It precedes deliverance. It cracks open heaven's storehouses. And you get to be the one who presses in, says yes, lifts hands, opens lips, and unleashes my power. Your worship in secret sets the stage for public victory. No one may see you now, but in the right hour, heaven's host will respond. Doors will swing wide. Cages will crack open. Walls will crumble. What the enemy intended for your defeat will become your testimony, and you will stand in front of those who doubted, thanking me that you worshiped through the wilderness. Don't let a dry season rob you of your song. When your soul is weary, worship is oil on your weary bones. When fear rises, worship is a shield around your heart. When questions swirl, worship is a compass pointing to truth. Each note you lift is a weapon of war against despair. Each lyric you declare is a banner of my victory. Worship doesn't require perfect notes, just a surrendered heart. You may feel you have nothing to give, but your offering of praise, however faint, is precious to me. The posture of your heart matters more than the volume of your voice. A single thank you, Lord, in the darkest valley can ignite the dawn of a new day in my kingdom. So begin, if only in your spirit. Praise for my creation, thanks for my promises, acknowledgement of my presence. Let every breath be an act of worship. Let every step be a dance of faith. Let every heartbeat echo my name. In that place, you move from survival to celebration, and watch how I respond. I send angels to prepare your way. I open hidden doors of opportunity. I breathe fresh vision into your mind. I pour living water into your thirsty soul. This is the power of wilderness worship. It transforms barrenness into blessing. It turns waiting into worship and worship into wage, a righteous reward for hearts that seek me. Your season of lack is my opportunity to display abundance. Your loneliness is my opportunity to be your closest companion. Your questions are my invitation to reveal myself. Your stones become seats for my miracles. And you, my worshiper in the wilderness, become a beacon of hope to others who need to see that desert seasons don't last forever. So lift your hands, lift your voice, lift your heart. Continue to worship, even when it's hard, even when it feels awkward, even when your emotions lag behind. For every time you choose praise over panic, you set mountains moving. You unlock a piece of heaven's release. You match my heart for you, and the world will see what only worship can unveil. That even in the wilderness, the hidden will be revealed. My child, the moments you spend waiting on me are never wasted. They are the womb in which your miracles are formed. Waiting can feel like being caught between two worlds. You've left behind the old, yet the new hasn't fully arrived. You ache for resolution, for breakthrough, for the next chapter. But I tell you this, I use seasons of waiting to shape miracles you cannot manufacture and blessings you would not choose on your own. Consider the promise I whispered over Abraham's life, a son born to him and Sarah in their old age. For decades they waited. Every sunrise seemed like another day without the miracle. Yet, in those years of longing, their faith deepened. By the time Isaac arrived, they treasured him all the more because they had learned to rely on me alone. In your waiting, I am weaving together my perfect plan. Your patience is not passive. Your patience is active trust. Every tear you withhold, every moment you choose hope instead of despair, you are agreeing with my heart that I am good, I am faithful, I am on time. Those choices are the very building blocks of your miracle. When you feel the clock dragging, remember that time in my kingdom is not linear as you know it. I inhabit the eternal now. I hold yesterday, today, and tomorrow in a single hand. In my perspective, your waiting has already been transformed into preparation, purification, and positioning. While you wait, I'm purifying your motives, so your miracle won't be sullied by selfish ambition. I'm deepening your dependence, so your breakthrough is powered by my strength, not yours. I'm refining your character, so your testimony carries authenticity, not pride. Every delay contains divine purpose. Every pause is pregnant with possibility. Even when you feel stuck between what was and what will be, know that the true miracle is coming, perfectly timed to display my glory most powerfully. Look at the crescendo in Scripture. Joseph's 13 years from pit to palace. David's years as a fugitive before his throne. The Israelites' 40 years in the wilderness before the promised land. Mary's months of quiet expectancy before the incarnation. Each story teaches that the fuller the waiting, the more unforgettable the fulfillment. When breakthrough finally arrives, It will not simply fix what was broken. It will launch you into a new dimension of my power and purpose. I see you in every moment of your waiting. I see your tear stains. I see your prayers whispered when no one else could hear. I see your moments of doubt and the courage it took to hope again. And I say to you, your faith is not hidden. Your endurance is not unnoticed. Heaven's courts are echoing with your name, celebrating your loyalty in the pause. When you choose faith in the wait, you unlock patience perfected, a virtue that steadies your soul for every storm to come. Perspective gained, an eternal viewpoint that makes temporary trials feel small. Power unleashed, an anointing that emerges only after you've learned to rely solely on me. So press in, not pull back. Lean into my presence, not away. Cultivate anticipation, not apathy. Remember, I have promised that your waiting will birth your wonder. I have declared that the trial will produce testimony, and I have decreed that the delay will deepen your devotion. As you wait, continue to speak my promises over your circumstances, declaring future reality and faith today. Worship in the pause, offering praise even when the answer seems distant. Serve in the season, using your time and talents to advance my kingdom in small ways. Pray without ceasing, interceding for yourself and others with unwavering hope. Through these acts, you demonstrate that your hope is anchored in me, not in a timetable, not in a deadline, not in human hands. Your waiting becomes worship, your patience becomes power, and your steadfastness becomes a beacon to all who watch you. And when the miracle finally arrives, you will look back and see that your waiting was the womb of your blessing. You will testify, He was faithful in the delay. He was good in the silence. He was teaching me all along. That testimony will carry greater weight than the miracle itself, because it will guide others through their own seasons of waiting. So hold on, my child. Your miracle is on the horizon. Your breakthrough is in process. The longer you wait in faith, the greater the wonder will be when I reveal it. Keep your heart soft, your eyes fixed on my promises, and your spirit expectant. I am the God who never fails, who never tires, who never changes. And your waiting, faithful, hopeful, worshipful, is what brings forth the miraculous revelation that the hidden will be revealed. My child, every wound you bear has a divine purpose. My loving hands will not only heal those scars, but will weave them into a tapestry of triumph. There's a deep ache in your spirit, the memory of broken dreams, shattered relationships, and hopes deferred. You've asked, why did this happen? And wrestled with disappointment, grief, and even anger. Yet I tell you now, I see every tear, I hold every shattered piece, and I am in the business of redemption, turning your pain into purpose, your wounds into wisdom, and your scars into signs of my faithfulness. Your heartbreak is never wasted. When your world seemed to collapse, I was in the midst of rebuilding you. I allowed the breaking so I could re-engineer your heart to be more compassionate, more resilient, and more dependent on me. The jagged edges of your past now become pathways of grace for others to walk through darkness into light. In your brokenness, you bear the marks of a healer in the making. I do not heal you by erasing your story. I heal you by infusing it with my presence. Consider the woman at the well, parched by failed relationships and ostracized by her community. Though her past was painful, I used her story to usher in revival to her town. Or think of Peter, who denied me and wept bitter tears, yet I restored him and made him the rock upon which my church was built. In each heartache, I was crafting a messenger of my mercy. Healing begins when you bring your brokenness to me. You don't have to pretend you're okay. You can confess the hurt, the confusion, the bitterness. I invite you to pour out your heart in honesty and watch my spirit gently mend what was torn. I stitch up your wounds not with shame, but with unconditional love. I replace your self-reproach with self-compassion rooted in my grace. Your healing unfolds through 3 divine phases. Acknowledgement of pain. You name the wounds: fear, rejection, betrayal, and I meet you there. In the light of my presence, your pain loses its power to shame you. You learn that vulnerability is the soil where my grace grows. Embrace of truth. My word dispels the lies that fueled your sorrow. You're unworthy. You're alone. You'll never recover. I replace them with my truths. You are chosen. I am with you. I bring beauty from ashes. As you internalize these truths, your emotions realign with reality. Activation of purpose. Once healed, you step out as an ambassador of my reconciliation. Your testimony becomes living proof that no heart is too broken for my restoration. Others will see my power at work in you and will be drawn to the same source of life. Healing isn't a one-time event. It's a journey of daily surrender. Some days you'll feel renewed. Other days old emotions may resurface. When they do, don't despair. Lean into me again. Remember, each wave of healing deepens the ripple effect of my love flowing through you. Every time you choose faith over fear, forgiveness over resentment, you cement your transformation and reinforce your testimony. Your scars testify to my transformative power. When you share how I carried you in your darkest nights, you give hope to those still in darkness. When you recount how I turned your mourning into dancing, you usher joy into someone's sorrow. Your healing becomes a living sermon that declares, God redeems, God restores, God never wastes a single tear. Now look ahead. Brokenness will birth boldness. You'll speak with authority because you've lived my deliverance. Scars will shape your compassion. You'll empathize deeply, offering the exact comfort you once needed. Wounds will widen your impact. Doors will open for you to serve in places marked by pain, bringing my light to dark corners. But first, keep yielding to my healing touch. Bring me your memories, your regrets, your if-onlys, and let me rewrite them in my ink of mercy. Allow me to wash your soul with living water until every hurt is submerged in my peace. Let my presence be the salve that soothes and restores your innermost being. You don't heal because you deserve it. You heal because I desire it. My heart aches with yours. I long for you to experience wholeness. I rejoice over every breakthrough, every laugh that returns, every night's rest without tears. Your restoration honors my name and magnifies my glory. So step into the healing I offer, a healing far deeper than physical or emotional, healing that flows from me and transforms you from the inside out. As your heart mends, be ready. Your life will become an invitation to others. If He can heal me, He can heal you. And through your redeemed story, the world will witness that indeed, the hidden will be revealed. My child, all you've endured, all you've surrendered, all you've believed in the dark, it's been preparing you for this very moment. The long nights of wrestling and prayer, the seasons of waiting with unanswered questions, the battles you fought against fear and despair, they have all been essential rehearsals for your destiny. You were not made for comfort alone, but for impact. You were not called to simply survive, but to advance my kingdom in unprecedented ways. I have been orchestrating every detail so that you would rise at just the right time to shine my light in a world desperate for hope. Your life is your assignment. From the day you were conceived, I saw you fully formed, uniquely gifted, and brimming with purpose. Your strengths, your weaknesses, your story, all of it was woven into a tapestry of my divine design. You've tried to piece together your identity from accomplishments, titles, or relationships, but none of those define you. You are defined by me, and your assignment is to reflect my character in every circumstance. No degree, no resume, no platform is required, only a willing heart. 2. Stepping out in bold obedience. You've taken many small steps in faith, and now my call is for bold obedience. I am asking you to lean out of the boat once more, to speak that word, extend that hand, share that vision, lead that gathering. You may feel underqualified or afraid of failure, but remember, I never call the equipped, I equip the called. As you obey, I will supply courage, clarity, and connections. Your obedience launches my power. 3. Carrying my presence to new frontiers. Your influence isn't confined to familiar places. I am sending you into new frontiers, conversations at work, community needs in your city, digital platforms hungry for authenticity, broken families longing for reconciliation. Where you go, I go. You will carry my presence into rooms where despair seems to reign, and you will release my life-giving touch. Don't wait for permission or perfect timing. My timing is now, and my permission is already granted. 4. Empowered by my Spirit. You are not alone in this assignment. The same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead lives within you. He will guide your steps, empower your words, and impart supernatural insight. When you encounter challenges, lean on His strength. When you face opposition, wield His authority. When you feel weary, rest in His presence. His anointing removes the burden of performance and fills you with the joy of partnership with me. 5. Your community needs you. There are hurting hearts all around. People who've lost hope. Those who've never heard their matter. Those crushed by circumstance. You have been given more than testimony. You have been given stewardship of my love. Your community needs your empathy, your generosity, your vision. You don't need flashy programs, just the simple acts of love you have practiced in private. These ordinary offerings become extraordinary conduits of my grace. 6. Infinite resources at your disposal. As you step into your assignment, know that my resources are limitless. I have storehouses of favor, wisdom, provision, and healing ready to pour out. Your obedience unlocks these resources, whether through prayer, partnership, or divine appointments. Expect miracles that exceed your expectations. Expect doors to open that human hands could never push ajar. Expect breakthroughs timed by my perfect clock. 7. A legacy that endures. This moment is more than a fleeting success. It is the launch pad for a legacy that will echo for generations. Your faithfulness today influences tomorrows you may never see. Every life you touch bears fruit that multiplies far beyond your sight. Your name may fade, but the impact of my life and you will reverberate in eternity. 8. Worship is your song of victory. In the whirlwind of activity, don't neglect the secret place of worship that fueled your breakthrough. Continue to set aside moments to adore me, to soak in my presence, to renew your vision. Worship is the lifeblood of your assignment, keeping you connected, grounded, and filled with my joy even amid intensity. 9. Press on with perseverance. Obstacles will arise. Detractors may speak. Difficulties will test your resolve. When they do, remember your journey so far, the scars that brought healing, the tests that forged character, the waiting that birthed miracles. Each hurdle you overcome is a testament to my faithfulness. Press on with perseverance, knowing that I strengthen you with every step. 10. The hidden will be revealed through you. All along, my desire has been that the hidden things in your life, your quiet faith, your secret prayers, your surrendered moments, would blossom into public testimony. Now is the hour for revelation. As you walk boldly into your calling, the world will see my hand at work. They'll see breakthroughs born from brokenness, joy blooming from sorrow, miracles emerging from the mundane. Through your life, the hidden will be revealed. So rise up, my beloved. Step into the fullness of all I've prepared. Speak when I prompt you. Go when I guide you. Love as I love you. And watch how, through your faithfulness, I display my glory on the earth. The moment has come, and you were born for such a time as this.